Okay. Let's see what we have today. The map is by Adamame and second known author name. Like both known from a couple of the days. Ellipse. Adamame and Ellipse. And this is the track here. That we will play. A lot of dirt as far as I see. Okay, let's go. 15 minutes of time to learn the track. That side's a bit weird. Because you have to go on the left side around it and then you have the right turn. It's a bit confusing. Oh my god. Okay, we don't have a cam change here, so I have to do it myself. Yeah, expected a different corner. Ach yeah, I still expected a different corner. What do we do actually? Do we have to do some dirt tracks or do we just easily get up? Yeah, we have the boosters that do the job. Now we are close to the MultiLap. So there's no tech on this map. This is one lap. Alright, so we start here with a big dirt part. This here is maybe the one drift turn. Yeah. And full speed. And here I wonder, do you jump? Yeah, I guess you just jump. Because getting it no jump doesn't want to work. Yeah, just there. Ah. This is a bit weird because you can just decide to not take the penalty. Need to train it in another lap better, where I have a better approach through the checkpoint. Here it's always important to survive. Wall ride section. Most parts of the track are relatively simple and fast to learn. Now I have a better respawn. Like in theory, I think you could jump left of some trees, but yeah, it is a endurance competition, so that's not the greatest idea. Yeah, if I overslide, I will slide out. But then I'm already in the lower gear, it works. Yeah, I definitely need a better approach to this. The jump is will be every lap different, you know. As very often it is the case, the ice part is the most important thing. Here I'm also not sure yet. Might be that the best line is going outside here, but that feels also weird. I think you just lose your gear there. At least you stay on a tight line then. Wow. Wait, this works? But releasing here is an issue. Oh my god. Do you see what happens if I make the interface on? Already the FPS shows only 37 and is already super laggy. Oh no. But with interface off, it still works out, kind of. I still have 6 minutes to learn the track. Maybe let's get a run in now. the 4th local with this one. Oh my god. Let's get a better slide. Yeah, I'm just not sure with this right turn. Do you take the banked a little bit or not? I guess probably not. Probably you want to stay inside. Oh my god. How? So we very soon will start. I mean, you see the legs. Interface off and interface on is such a huge difference. Even though interface on is also not too great. So it's gonna start. We have how many laps? You see it in the bottom right, 25. It's a bit hidden behind my gamepad over there. Ah, now the legs are less. But the longer the race goes, the worse it will become, I can tell you. Alright, let's go. So we drive 25 laps on this. So around 37 minutes winning time. Oh shit, that gear, holy moly. I lost probably a second just because of the gear. That I had a bit less exit speed out of the ice is not the issue, but the gear. That is a long respawn. Why did my car has to fall down? Yeah, this race is kinda over. We can do a comeback now from here on. I had such a nice first ice slide, but I was then so fast for the second one, and I didn't want to oversteer my car, because I was afraid that it wouldn't, that it would slide out or something. And then I hit a little bit of plastic on the wall, which bounces me so far away. So I'm 11 seconds behind. I was just getting first there. Naja, I am fast. I mean, even with such a time loss, you can still do a lot of damage. Now I need to really try hard to come back from that. It's just the thing that what Shorty often says, or also others in the voice chat here, that an ice part is always deciding it on such a map. Like the whole dirt parts, they are all super easy. But the ice part here is the challenge. To get that optimal. In the first round, for example, I was having bad exit speed here and lost the gear at this grass uphill, and it was immediately really slow. And now the respawn happened. And I really wonder, does not anyone else have these issues with the FPS? They are so heavily crazy. Especially in this cup. Especially here. So 14th place. Let's continue. You always have to see the positive. Thanks to this mistake, I can do the most heroic comeback ever in Trackmania, right? To be honest, this ice part is just really bad. It's super slide out heavy. So much about a comeback. Like in this case, I have no idea why it was sliding out. It was in the beginning of the corner already. I mean, the entry is just shit. that you can basically just not take the penalty crest, that you can just jump into it. The cars are very fast and also a bit unstable with the landing. That's really, really bad. Lisa saved it quite nicely. It's still a long race. You can always come back from that. But not against Clear Vision. But against many others maybe. Whenever you have ice in such maps, it's super important that you know exactly how to do this part. This also feels so bad, because always when I'm up there I lose my gear. I'm just not able to keep my gear in that section. It's quite annoying. Oh, almost I failed here. This is also like these exits of the wall rides. You just don't get really down, because the way they are made. The car just doesn't want to get downwards. Another position gained. I'm not really losing much time to first place. Pretty even. Ah, a pre-drift there is good. This now it worked nicely. And I often gain the few positions that I gain. It often happens in the ice part, yeah. And I just survive it. In this round it was the first time that I would say that I got the ice pod really fast. Because of that, it might be actually a good local. Yeah, second local and I gained to first place. But I can't make the interface on when I go over the MultiLap. It's just... it's so laggy already that I can forget that. Like, interface has to stay off now. Like on the previous map we had a slow-mo straight where it was doable, but here still have a bit of turning involved. I didn't make a position in this lap here. The gaps are a bit bigger now. And the player's better. I mean, at some point it had to stop. Battling with someone? want to make the interface on to get some information, but I don't know where. There's just no straight section in this map. You always have to speed slide and stuff. Always have to steer like a little bit. I don't want to crash because I don't know which lap we are. It was 25 laps in total as far as I remember. I had a short look now. I'm 11 seconds behind first, so I caught up a bit. Over since all the laps that I looked the last time. But it's still 11 seconds though. Like, I need to drive my perfect race. And I need to hope for mistakes by the guys in front. And even this interface off, it becomes so heavily laggy now that, I don't know. What did Nadio do with this game? But it's especially this competition that is so bad. And we don't have that many players on the server, I think. I mean, it shows already 40 in the top left, even with interface off. You don't want to know what it is when I make the interface on. I mean, I think it doesn't show less than 20, but it will be. Like, a 40 is also a joke, it's much less than 40. So I'm stuck on that 4th place a bit. Here it was possible to do the comeback. I mean, without my mistake, I would definitely battle for the victory now. It's really annoying the way this mistake happened, that I actually fell down the track and needed to respawn into the ice part again. That was really, really, really bad. I think there is no sector where you could lose more time. But the thing is, you still have it in your own hands. If you just lap 1 second faster than everyone else, which is probably possible, then you can still win it. But I'm not that confident in the ice section that I would always hit it really, really good. Because in this section, the legs are so heavy. I mean, luckily it's only a bit of chicanes there. Ah! I barely saved that, but of course it costs time and stops me from getting closer to first. But I have no idea how short I get close to first now. Like, I need to drive very fast, and I would like to try that, but I can be happy if I just can keep my pace now. Because it won't get any better now with the FPS here. So if I didn't do my mistake, I would have been in first place, I guess. And would be heavily annoyed now that others might catch me because it's getting more and more undrivable. Yeah, I don't know. I can't get that really that well. I went over the edge there. It's now below 40, by the way. As I said, the longer the race goes, the worse it gets. It's now 35 with interface off. You don't want to know what happens if I make it on. Really, it's... I'm so hyped for this car, but the game doesn't let me. Oh god, I shortly tried to make it on. Never again. I just wanted to see my distance to first. If I saw it correct, it was 17 seconds. So I lost 6 seconds in the last laps. But I'm not surprised about that. Like, how shall I drive good now? I wanted also to see if I can actually get the podium if I'm close to someone, but I think no. I think if I saw it correct, it was 4 and 6 seconds that second and third are behind, and I'm 17 behind. But I'm not sure if I saw it correct. But it does look like the gap to the top 3 is now very, very big. And there's someone relatively close behind me, I believe. Even though I'm driving on 4th place since ages and I did a comeback to that place, I think there's still someone relatively close behind. You will laugh later. Once I finish that race, you will laugh when you see me spectating the other players. You will not trust your eyes, but you will see them. It was already crazy the last week, but the last week it was not that laggy during the race for me. So I think it will be much worse now. But you will laugh how laggy that is when I spectate the others. That's a PowerPoint presentation then. It also needs so much focus actually. At least the exit worked now much better. I remember in the first lap I lost like a second there with losing the gear. I have no idea in which lap we are. We might be close to the end because it's not a 45 minutes race. I think the records were 1.5 minutes and we played 25 laps, so that means 25 plus 12.5. Yeah. So in 37-38 minutes we finished this. And now it already shows me only 32. If you remember when the race started, it was all fine, right? And exactly there where it was all fine, I lost my time. Basically, to win such a race, I need to, in the beginning of the race, when it's still fine, I need to gain such a huge lead that I can keep it with the legs and ahead of the others. So in the second half of the race I would lose in time, more and more the longer the race goes. And I need a lead basically in the start. Yeah, it's still fine to drive. Yeah. But yeah, generally this map here is really only dependent on that ice section. Because the dirt sections are pretty simple. And the ice section here, yeah. I mean, you can do this, you can have the sliders, you can have the full crashes basically only here in that section. You can lose the gear, the exit, even that alone can cost you a second. And this is the by far most important section, as usual with ice. But all these off-road sections, they are usually so simple, and on this map especially. we finishing now? Just a guess that the race might be over now. I don't know. No, we continue. And we continue. I mean, on the one hand, I'm happy because then I still could win in theory, or still could gain a position the longer the race goes. Of course, I can still also lose, but we are always optimistic, of course. Always looking forward. At least when I'm not first. If I was first, I would only think of losing, obviously. So in theory, it's good if it continues. But only in theory. Like, I really want this to finish now. And I got a gear issue. I know that I struggle to get maps done or built for this. So the map here is of course looking quite fine, it's working for endurance. But if you look at the details, there's barely anything that I really like on this. Also here this jump and then this very wide turn. There's not really anything happening as well. And we continue! Woo. How many laps, man? Also here, it's so blind behind that block, how inside you can go. Oh, the FPS go below 30 now, and that is only what it shows, and that is with interface off. Oh, but that's amazing. And we continue. Oh. Does this end, man? Can't be that 25 laps take so long. I don't want any more. Maybe this is the last one, who knows? Yes! In the finish, or look at that, the fight in front. It is in between 2 seconds between the top 3. Clear Vision is only third. And Salmon is in second because the ice pod is so important. Must be the reason. So, and now have a look. Do you see the top left? It already says 10 FPS. It can't go lower than that, I think. And look at that now. This nice PowerPoint presentation. Maybe it's some Openplanet plugin. But yeah, there was no chance in winning. Even without my mistake, I would have been fourth. So that was impossible. Even without lags, it would have been difficult. Seeing that they are then 21 seconds in front. Because, I mean, also without lags, in the ice pod I struggled. Then why can it not show less than 10? Well, I'm gonna leave the server, guys. You can't watch that for longer, right? This is incredible. I just wonder which Openplanet plugin it might be. Yeah, I had the big mistake in lap 2 in the beginning, which cost me 10 seconds. And after lap 3 or 4 I was 15 seconds behind first. Then I gained 4 seconds, I was only 11 seconds behind. And then I very shortly watched many laps later and it was plus 17 or something, and seemingly in the end it was plus 28. So I lost then a lot.